Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Bamba beating Bamba day. Better jump on this Monday with a breakout story. Melda oh, why you gone away? I give you love, all my love. Just the other day, you was laying next to me, but now you're far away. I'll confess these feelings, are you listening? She said never again, yeah, yeah. Says never again, yeah, can't call it pay, says never again. At the end of the day, yeah, yeah, you ain't gonna change your way. No come back again, yeah, yeah. Nah. Where else I go, without you, my darling. It's pressure for soul, when you ain't back on me. Where else I go, without you, my darling. It's pressure for soul, when you ain't back on me. I'm missing you. Look how I'm missing you. Every day I'm missing you. Yeah, I'm missing you. Mella, oh, look, you're gone again. Say I'm never home. Can't even come again. You say you're vexed with me. Tell the whole lot what I spend. I'll address your feelings, just let me explain. She said never again. Says never again. Can't take all the pain. Says never again. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna change your way. So come back again. Nah. Where else I go, without you, my darling. It's pressure for soul, when you ain't back on me. Where else I go, without you, my missing you. Yeah, I'm missing you.
Wake up, rise up. It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
So if you're interested in starting your day right, I can tell you, you've made a great choice because you're in a good place to just do that this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean. Good day to them. Friends and family streaming all around the globe, different time, spaces, and zones. Good day to you, and thank you so much for making us your choice. Yeah. I mean, you could have done it in so many different ways. To made it here. It's greatly appreciated. Welcome to New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. Always let me say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And all that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing unto you. People, I'm yours truly, Sir Charles. Happy am I to be in this space with you. It's a midweek Wednesday morning. Yeah. This is your Get Up and Go, everybody. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Get up, get up. It's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
It's hump day. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good. So good morning to our listeners and viewers across the planet, wherever you are and whatever time zone. Good morning for us. So good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show. And of course, good morning to my co-host Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning, guys, on this Wednesday morning.
Glad to be here with you guys, man. It's a beautiful one. Wendell, how are you doing?
Indeed it is. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. Richard, you never fumble with your lines when you do theater. And sometimes you fumble here in the morning.
Good one.
You with the greetings. You fumbled this morning. You fumbled this morning. Sometimes
No, I was preoccupied while I wasn't hearing the background music. There's always something else going on. So that's why I went straight to media assets to say, is the music on and why is it so low? Mm-hmm. All of that was going on in my head.
I would come up with excuses too if I were you. That's what I would do.
Okay.
But the thing about it, Wendell, you would never know, because unless you have that script in your hand to follow him, you would never know when he putting in things and forgetting stuff and making up things.
So Charles, this goes beyond that. I think he works out of a building, or he worked out of a building that people develop that trait of just making excuses as to their mistakes. That's all right. Yeah. Accept that. Oh, I went there.
Wow.
That's no mistake. I just said I was preoccupied.
I went
there with the background music.
Provoking somebody else through you,
I know. I understand you very clearly.
Anyway,
a little bit louder.
Good morning, guys. Let me quickly say happy birthday to Akini Holland. What is calling? He has some kind of name, like if he feel he's a badger, he had that kind of name, some kind of nickname. Like he feed me at something. Akini Holland, he lives in St. Where he live now? Akini, where he live in? Mount Hope, I think. He from St. James. Works at the Pottersgate Corporation. He was skinny so, and now he's all out there.
You know, St. James had the most badger at that time. Eh?
At one point in time, we did have a fair share.
Yeah.
It was mostly associated with the pan movement, though. Like what's it name, boy? Shit. Oops.
All the men like Gold Teeth and Fish Eye and them fellas on them.
Yeah, they had one. He used to wave flag for T and Tech leaders. Oh goodness, what was the man to Briquet, boy? They say he was like the badger around that time in St. James. He used to be, I remember from the gas station, because we grew up right next to the gas station on the main road.
And
He used to be there. Somebody message me, our St. James man message me and tell me who that is now. What was his name? He used to wave flag for T and Tech invaders. That much. My sister might remember. Lady, if you listen, send me that message. Also, happy birthday to Denise Wilson, Jenna Stiles, Brenda Alfonso, Camille Selvon. They are all celebrating birthdays today. And Joanne Phillips. All right, those are the birthdays I have today. Right?
Happy birthday, Camille.
Yes. So those are my birthdays. Those are my greetings today. Let's see who's sending the messages. What is the man name who used to wave flag, boy? They say he was about John.
I can't help you. I have no clue. I have no clue.
No, maybe a little later on when we open the lines, Mr. Grant might be able to tell you.
Grant might know him. And true. But there's a personal messages I think on WhatsApp from St. James. Somebody named Wilson too. My God. Peter Wilson.
Peter Wilson.
I think he messages from St. James, not so?
Yes, he does. Yeah. So Peter, if you know who Wendell talking about, you can send us a letter.
Yeah. I seen him, and I'm seeing the face, the person, because he was a big, heavy-set guy. I'm seeing him in front, but his name is not coming to me. It's not Dr. Rat Marlon. No, Dr. Rat was from Nelson Street or some of those streets in town. This was a St. James-based person.
Wasn't Elephant Walk, right?
Who? Nah, not Elephant Walk. From Maro. Yeah. T and Tech Power Stars. That's the name. What did I say, Kazim? I said Trinidad Invaders. No, it's T and Tech Power Stars.
Is that T and Tech Invaders?
Yeah, I did. I think I did say T and Tech Power Stars. T and Tech Power Stars. He used to wave flag for them. What the hell? My name is boy.
Big Bajan. All right, okay.
He was reputed to be a Bajan in St. James. St. James was a very all St. James had was a set of drinkers, you know. We are
I'm not understanding the use of the word was.
Especially in light of what you see with some people these days.
Nah. Well, St. James was always known for the place you would go online, the city that never sleep. You know, we were known for that. We also known for the place with Tassa, because Huse is the biggest Huse fest. I mean, outside of St. James, I think the only place that they hold Huse is Cetus. But we are known for that. You know what I mean? We are known for Starlift, Phase 2, Third World, and Invaders, and also Scrunters, and there was another one, some other one. We have a good history, man. We have a good history in St. James. You know what I mean? A very diverse history. We have a mosque, we have a mandir, we have Christian Anglican church, we have a Catholic church, and we have Christian churches. We have plenty in St. James. We had all the banks, all of them gone now, though. The only thing left is one Woodbrook Place with FCB. But we had a Scotia Bank, we had Bank of Commerce, we had Republic Bank, we had all of those in St. James, and they're all gone now, you know?
Wow.
And of course, we have the St. James Police Station.
So Scotia and everybody gone from that area, right?
Everybody gone. There's only the FCB one Woodbrook Place left.
We have RBC too.
Yes, we had a Royal Bank on the main road. Oh, yes, thanks for reminding me, Richard.
Ever had?
We had all the banks closed down and moved out of the area. There's Republic Bank, Long Circular Mall, and FCD One Woodward Place. That's it.
Okay. So the mall seems to have attracted these individuals.
Well, they always were there too, but they also had branches in St. James.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of the banks are, with, I suppose, modern day technology too, are closing down a lot of their operations in physical walk-in operations.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of bank spaces. Sometimes you still see the signs up. Probably they own the property, but no activity.
St. James was the first place for Kirpalanis. Ram Kirpalanis had his first outlet in St. James. The St. James KFC is the first KFC in the country. St. James KFC. Royal Castle is the first Royal Castle in the country. The St. James Royal Castle. We have a lot of history in St. James, you know.
Is this St. James tourist board 30 minutes or something?
No, it's all because I tried to find the name of the reputed badge on, and I can't get it yet.
Well, that's because he's waiting on somebody to send the name of the badge on.
Nobody has sent it in to me. Mr. Grant, you're calling my cell phone. I don't know if you're trying to call your radio station, but you're actually calling myself. You know? But anyway, let's get into good news now, and hopefully I have something in St. James.
coming out of St. James.
The most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. That might sound counterintuitive in a world that celebrates the loudest voice, the sharpest comeback, the most viral clapback. We've been taught that silence means weakness, that if you don't speak up immediately, you're letting someone walk all over you. But what if that's not true? What if, in many cases, silence isn't surrender, it's self-control? Let's be honest. Most of us have said something in the heat of the moment that we wish we could take back. A sentence we fired off without thinking, a text we sent in anger, a comment that burned a bridge. But how often do we truly regret pausing? Rarely. Silence almost never haunts you. But angry words? They echo. The Stoics were big on this. Seneca, one of the most quoted Stoic philosophers, said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." And he was right. When we react instantly, we're not responding from wisdom, we're reacting from impulse, and impulses are rarely wise. Think of silence not as passivity, but as power under control. That moment when someone disrespects you, challenges you, throws shade, your immediate instinct might be to fight back. But if you can resist that urge and pause instead, something incredible happens. You start to see the situation clearly. You separate your ego from your values. You give yourself time to choose your response instead of becoming a slave to your emotions.
I have failed many times at that one. Sorry to say.
Yeah. Sometimes really that little pause and you just didn't say it. It does really make a big difference, you know. Yeah,
I'm learning, but I've failed many times. Sorry.
Yeah. I always say people don't send emails in anger.
Yeah, I'm not. Emails is one thing you can't withdraw.
Yeah, well, and you have a window which you could pull it back. But,
yeah, a 3 or 5 seconds.
But I always have people that or responding in anger, even if it's in a written form, whether it be an email, whether it be a letter, whether it be a message. Always give yourself some time. You could still be angry, but have studied the situation so your reply is more intellectual or more sober, so to speak.
Measured.
Yeah. Rather than doing it instantly. When you do it instantly, that's always a bad idea.
Yeah, I know.
When you're vexed, and you respond instantly, always a bad idea.
I know that. I've learned that. Sorry, but I haven't learned it enough. But I'm guilty. I'm guilty of doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I mean, it's a human thing that you're annoyed, so you
cuss out everybody.
Yeah. And sometimes everybody needs a cuss out there. But
No, I've reached the age and stage in life, Richard, where I don't hold back.
Yeah.
I generally don't hold back.
Oh, so you could be like with some prime ministers in Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada and stuff.
You know who I think taught me that? I think spending that 5 years on radio with Dr. Job kind of taught me that too. Because that man didn't used to hold back.
Yeah, you didn't hold back.
You understand? And despite Dr. Job and I having some epic battles on radio, we had a good friendship outside of radio. We went out together. We went to Richard Play. We went somewhere else at time. We went together. You know what I mean? And sometimes on mornings I would pick him up when I see I see Dr. Job. I see this strange man walking down the beatum in the dark. You know, the beatum used to be dark on the bus street, right? And I said, but wait, it's Dr. Job, and I smash a brakes and reverse and pick him up. I said, Dr. Job, what are you doing walking in this area? He said, I don't know, I couldn't get the bus. And I said, start walking to town. I said, no, Dr. Job.
No, from where?
You talking about these people? No, let me pick him up quick and bring him into town.
So where he was walking from? Sour or from?
I don't know where he was walking from. All I know is that he used to come out on the bus route around Cureb there. Because he used to come out from Centeno or sometimes higher up, and then he would catch a maxi. Most times Dr. Job used to be booming a drop, but I saw him that morning. He was walking to town and walking by the beatum. I said, maybe the beatum people will be seeing him and said, nah, that can't be. Ain't no way he walking past here.
I don't know, they must be accustomed to Dr. Job.
Oh God. No, but Dr. Job gave me some really good advice and really sound education and advice over the years. You know, I always thanked him. I always thank him for it. You know. Anyway, God rest his soul. Let's greet the people in the chat, folks. Eunice Dublin came in first at 11:59 p.m. Valerie Mendoza, happy hump day. Anthony Tinto, long time no hear from Tinto. I hope Canada is going to get as warm as the United States is predicted to be. They said a heat wave is going to be moving through the United States very soon. I think it started already. Robert Allen says, good morning. Margaret Thomas, almost said Thompson. Odell Guy, Pamela O'Connor, Erica Charles, Manuela Peters, Felix Kazo, happy hump day. Kenny and Harlem, Robert Taylor, Prabha Ramdial, Apollonius also says happy hump day. Deborah Noel Serret, Marlon Motley, happy hump day. Carol Guevara, oh really? Well, you're well humping it today. CJ from New York, nice platform. Mrs. R also says good morning. Scorpion Pepper is up early. Hilary Zan also is up from Barport. Beefy Smith, Gavin Frank, Arlene Lewis, Carla Hercules, Boy Bidesi from Debe, Kurt Hope from Nashville, Tennessee, Wayne Ramsey, Nicola McNichols, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Trinidad Margot. Nicola McNichols says, thanking God for another day. This morning I'm still in bed under the covers. I think Christmas holidays was the last time I did that. Yeah, life in London, you're right. Katia and Charles and Arlene in Bronxville. Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona. That's where I saw the heat wave starting, in a place called Flagstaff, Arizona. They said it's the hottest it has ever been, maybe. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Florence Bazi, Alistair Hart. Merle McComey, Debbie Modest, Marlon Motley says Dr. Rat. No, it wasn't Dr. Rat. Just nobody has come up with that name. Shirma Paul, good morning from Central. Kazim Mohammed, Bernadette Yates, Trini Merle Kitchen, Lester Cragwell. David Wares, yes, heavy set, bearded, yes. Nah, it wasn't Block. It wasn't blocked, but that's what he looked like, David. You're very right. Ava Smith says, blessed morning, Richard Wendell and Sir Charles. Birthday greetings to my friend Sandra King in Europe. So happy birthday, Sandra. Estelita Sampson, we get a Come Jesus song, please? I don't know what Charlesy, could we get a Come Jesus song? What that mean, Charles? You'll know, right? Beverly Andrews, when is who say again? I'm not sure. Lester Cragwell, St. James has the most coconut vendors. Well, not again. He used to have one right out here by me. I don't know where they're gone. And they were really good, decent young men. David McCarthy, top of the day. Josie Richardson, the first ever subway was in St. James. Oh, yeah, thanks for that history. Kazim Mohammed says the first Royal Castle was in Frederick Street. Yes, I saw David Ware's post that too. So I stand corrected on that one. St. James had a homeless man selling a box of matches for $10. $10 or 10 cents? Must be 10 cents. David Ware said the first KFC in Trinidad was open on June 26th. That's actually City Day. 1973, located on Western Main Road, but Royal Castle was founded in 1968 on Frederick Street. Thank you, David. Good to see you. Grand Rising from James Kamau. Maria Cellier, first subway, of course, in 1992. Margarita Chow, Julia Samantha, Anon says, good morning. Yes, Wendell, I now have a short fuse. Miss Sampson. You think? No, man. Good morning, Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell. That's from Victor Philip. Trini Gets Fit. Anthony Miguel, Prabha Ramdale, Dr. Job, and his famous phrase, dung beetle paradise. That was the beetles that used to roll the dung from the beetle. That's what it was. It used to roll it along. That's what he called us. Pamela Grimshaw, Kim Govaya, very good morning, and Victor Tongs, and also Rena Boodoo Jennings. All right, those are the greetings on the chat.
Okay, so coming in on the WhatsApp this morning very early was CJ out there in New York. So good day to you, CJ. Ingrid out there in Tucson, Arizona. Good day to you also. Mr. Beeps in Pity Valley. Have a great day. Captain Ron in Orlando. Good day to you. Mr. Billy in Powder Magazine. Mahi out there in Columbus, Ohio. Fifi is out there in Addis Ababa. Good day to you. Judith in Tobago, Mount St. George people. Good day to you all. And who else we have here? We have Frank coming out of Aruka. Peter Wilson. Peter Wilson, do you know the Bajan Wendell is talking about? If you do, please help us out. Zena, up very early this morning. And Archbishop. Oh, is it Archbishop? Wondering if it's Spanky Wendell.
Spanky. Did I say something about spam earlier on? Spanky or something so?
Spanky.
Spanky. That's the name. Who remember the name?
Archbishop Ashton Clark.
Oh, Archbishop Clark, thank you very much. Spanky. That was his name. That was his name. That is his name. Thank you very much for that, Archbishop Clark. Spanky was his name.
I have to admit that Spanky is a very strange name for Bajan.
He was heavy set, he used to wave flag, but he was I say alleged Bajan, but we grew up kind of hearing that he was the Bajan in St. James, you know what I mean? But Spanky was his name. You're absolutely right. I was close. Right. Thank you.
I had a cousin from St. James who was a kind of Bajan too, and his name was Renwick.
Renwick more sound like a preacher name. He was a pastor.
Yeah.
Renwick don't come across as bad.
Yeah, he was a bad man.
He does.
Yeah. Imagine when you hear the name Spank and you see the size of the man,
it's still fair to you. I suppose unless they try to link it to spank, I will spank you, so I'm the spanky person.
Back then, that might have been a bad word, Richard. I'll spank it ill. You understand? That might have been a bad word.
I don't know.
Imagine Spanky had more prestige and gold teeth and fish eye and them fellas.
Yeah, and Dr. Rat. He grew up in the era with Dr. Rat.
Now you have Spanks, so you're thinking more along those lines. Those compression kind of undergarments that men and women wear, but I mean more women than men. But
yeah, it's a whole different. It's a shift.
Spunky, that was his name and true. Yes, very correct.
Let Spunky come in, run.
He was big. He was a huge man. He was tall and he was big. You understand?
Is he still around? Or he's
no.
He was a police, no?
No, I don't think so.
That's a criteria to be a police long time.
Back then, yeah. Well, it might still be a criteria to be a police and a minister. Leave the police alone. The police are rather pay. Look now, another case in today's papers where the police brutalized a young man and he's been awarded $250,000 by a judge. Another case like that in today's papers.
Wow.
When it will stop?
Good thing. All right, people. So we are going for the break. Stay with us right here on NETT Radio. And when we come back, we look at the newspapers. Time check for you. It is now 28 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock.
Now, due to phenomenal public demand, Scandal in Cedrus now comes to Cipriani College for 2 nights only. Saturday the 28th of March at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 29th at 6:30 p.m. This is theater at its finest and funniest. Don't miss it. Box office opens at Cipriani College on Monday the 23rd of March, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets available now at usual outlets and online. Scandal in Cedrus, Cipriani College. We come in.
Scandal in Cedrus.
Save more now at Furniture Plus. Get a pair of pillows for only $49, queen mattresses from $7.99, free gifts with select purchases, plus extra discounts on higher purchase plans. Hurry, visit any Furniture Plus showroom today.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
We could get straight into the newspapers. Today's Express, Wednesday, March 25th. It just shows the power of social media, that the print media have to be putting news in the papers long after it's news. So the front page of today's Express reads, Gera worker gunned down, cops probe murder of quarry supervisor days after boss murdered. And of course, in another story in today's papers, the home of Mr. Gera was ransacked, was burglarized. Also yesterday, I think, where money went missing and jewelry and some other articles from the home went missing. I hope they have camera footage.
Yeah, a lot of things are happening around that situation all of a sudden, boy.
Just so,
and I'm also reading something where they say the people in Sandy Grande are kind of panicking too, so...
Well, I have to admit it. I used to operate out of Toko, Sandy Grande. I think I told you all this before. I was Roger Boynes' campaign manager at one point in time. So I used to be in that area quite a lot. And I don't know this guy. I've never heard of him. Never heard of him. Maybe he came up after. But I've never heard the name Danny Gera before until now with all this bacchanal. New grant man awarded $0.25 million, and there's a picture of Anston Neptune as he stands with his attorney Abdel Mohammed after he was awarded more than $250,000 in damages from the High Court yesterday. The court found he was unlawfully arrested, beaten, falsely imprisoned, and maliciously prosecuted by police officers in a case described as abusive, oppressive, and unconstitutional. When is that going to stop in Trinidad and Tobago? I do not know. 29 held during SOE charge. Commissioner of Police Joshua probe at advanced stage, and the commissioner has finally spoken up about this. He says that the file is now being prepared to go to the DPP, and that will not form the basis of our poll today, but it will be a poll soon. Don't worry. 6 children lost during Carnival, all reunited with parents. 19 arrested in schools in 3 months, says Alexander. I'm not going to read this headline, but I don't know why the disabled people allow themselves to be puppy-showed and used like this. I'm not going to read that story. Blaze closes school. Authorities probe fire at Karipichaima West Secondary. UTT professor awarded $0.2 million in defamation suit. All those are trending stories in today's Express. All right? Take it away, Richard.
Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for this morning. And the headlines, let us stay and work amid uncertain future. Fearful Cuban medics make appeal to Trinidad and Tobago authorities. And these are Cuban medics working in Tobago are urging government authorities to give them independent contracts to continue working in Trinidad and Tobago. TNT mum on support as CARICOM moves to send aid to Cuba. TNT blanks CELAC initiative for end to U.S. blockade of Cuba. Health Ministry urges caution as a monkey dies from yellow fever. And independent senators are adamant no support for Zoso without amendments. Appoint FTC board within 21 days. Lawyers demand. The Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism is facing mounting pressure over its failure to appoint a board to the Fair Trading Commission, with a formal pre-action protocol letter now threatening judicial review. TTMA seeks stronger trade links with the French Caribbean. Clico Energy settlement drives. O-Deliver seeks expansion through same-day service. Investment protection agreements, TNT's gateway to the world. And in terms of sports, Mitchell league player chair blamed for match fixing crisis. Global sport must oppose all forms of slavery. Football clubs grapple with unpaid wages. Joseph and Taylor progress as Vol cracks ICC top 10 and Spice Boys to face Ireland in historic international friendly. So that's some of your news coming to you from the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian this morning.
You know, you read something just now that I wanted to ask about. But anyway, we are speaking with, of course, Elder Ray Brathwaite in the next hour as we approach Spiritual Shout of Baptist Day. And of course, they will refuse a march because of repeated late.
Apparently, it was within 2 weeks, a 2 week timeline, and they said they need that 2 week.
Yeah, a late request. We're going to poll that this morning, but we're going to get a little more information on it when we speak with Elder Ray Brathwaite in the next hour. All right? Mm-hmm. You know, I guess we could open up. We have to do Did You Know?
We still have the Did You Know segment.
Yeah.
But I just want to remind people about theatre on this weekend. Of course, Scandal in Cedrus is on at Cipriani College this weekend. We're finally in Cipriani College on Saturday at 8:30 and Sunday at 6:30. As I told people, get your tickets early at all the usual outlets. At the Cipriani College box office opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily, and tickets are also available at the usual outlets: Electronics in Arima, Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, Antoni's Florals in Val Park Shopping Plaza, Champlain Auto Services, and of course the K Squared fashions locations in West Mall, Eastgate, and in Brentwood Mall. I do not believe there are any more reserve seating available. I think all reserve tickets have been sold out already, believe it or not. And I think there are limited general tickets available. So as I said before, since Monday I'm saying it, get your tickets early. So that you can get to see the show this weekend at Cipriani College. Of course, in San Fernando, we're coming back to San Fernando at SAPA on the 11th and 12th of April, which will be the weekend after Easter weekend. So we're back in San Fernando at SAPA on the 11th and 12th. Get your tickets early. Tickets are already on sale for those San Fernando shows at SAPA, at K-Squared Fashions in C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas. So Brentwood Mall is selling for both the South Show and the Cipriani College Show. And of course, Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout, you can also get tickets there. The box office at SAPA will open the Monday after, well, not the Monday, the Tuesday after the Easter weekend. Because Monday would be a holiday. Yeah.
Of course, one of the main stories in today's papers is that Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has confirmed that the investigation into the police-involved shooting that left Joshua Samaru dead and Kaya Seeley injured is at an advanced stage, with the case file now being prepared for submission to the office of the DPP. The investigative file is now in a state of readiness for the TTPS to return to the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Roger Gaspard. However, at this time, we are awaiting a final report from the Forensic Science Center. Now, that could take a while. Once that report is received, the complete file will be submitted to the DPP for further direction. Guevara, who was speaking on TV6 yesterday, said the public would be updated once that process is completed. Now, listen to this part. The commissioner added, "I have always asked the public to let the investigation progress and to provide the necessary information and assistance to investigators." No, Commissioner, you first came to this public and said that there was a shootout and that Joshua Seeley died as a result of that shootout.
Samaru.
What did I say?
Seeley.
Joshua Samaru died as a result of that. That's the first thing you said. Then you came to the public after the video evidence came out that the officers, based on the officers will not be suspended, that they will be sent for counseling. Those are the first two things came out of your mouth after that incident. You never asked, you have never said, "I have always asked the public to let the investigation progress and to provide the necessary information and assistance." So again, you're coming to us with another Nancy story.
I think he probably did do that after all of those things that you talked about.
That's the point. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah. So eventually he did get to that point. You know. So, and in between that there were the subtle and not so subtle threats about legislation, about cameras, and camera footage shouldn't be.
He didn't do that though. That was the minister.
No, he didn't do that.
Yeah.
And whether camera footage should be, whether you should not leak camera footage.
Share it.
Yeah, without first giving it to the police. Sometimes I don't understand people. Are you aware that in 2026 that people and of social media and that people have very limited wait time attitudes? They want everything now.
Yeah. But Richard, people go live sometimes. Now people go live and stuff.
Yeah, they go live, so they're not even waiting. Sometimes they on the scene and they already broadcasting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway,
that and the issue is, do the proper protocols as you have been trained in terms of how you deal with citizens. That's ultimately the issue here. You know.
Yeah.
What are your protocols, and follow your protocols?
Well, let's see what will come out of that file when it goes to the DPP. We await.
Yeah, we still have to wait to see.
Well, at least I mean, it is a positive. Let's not forget that it is a positive outcome in the sense that at least the investigation is close to completion, if not completed, and going to the DPP, which is the constitutional independent office, to decide whether charges should be laid. So it is positive in terms of the Commissioner of Police part that it has gone this far, and relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Within the scheme of Trinidad and Tobago, this is pretty quick.
Richard, I'm still guarded by the fact that they are waiting on results from the forensics department. Those things take a while.
Yeah.
Well, but the idea is putting it out. I'm just saying, to me, that's a positive. Because generally a lot of these things just go into the murky waters of you never hear anything again, and it just becomes something you incidentally bring up from time to time. Remember that incident, and you remember they were investigating it, and we never get the report. It becomes that.
So stick a
But
pin.
it's not about it, Wendell and Richard. But what does it make us really feel differently? Because that is the same story that we heard with the people in Independence Square, that we're still waiting on.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I know about to tell Richard. Stick a pin on today's date. March 25th, 2026.
Did they ever have an investigative report done that was submitted to the DPP in that incident?
At that point.
No, I don't think that was ever publicized.
No, it wasn't.
No,
they said this Commissioner of Police, I'm saying that at least he's being transparent to the point that the investigation, he's giving an update. Previously, that didn't happen, or happened very much later than the promptness with which this one is being done. Promptness meaning within the reality of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm just saying, to get the man some kudos with regard to that.
Yeah, well, the system does not allow us to do that for him, because
you got to take on the S in that word kudos. It's kudo from you.
Hey, people, let's do our Did You Know segment and come back. Thank you very much.
Did you know the spiritual Shouter Baptist faith was banned for more than 3 decades, but worshipers never stopped fighting for their right to praise? Even when their religion was outlawed, their faith remained unbroken. After the 1917 ban, worshipers were pushed to the margins of society. Services moved into private homes and hidden spaces. Some congregations met in forests and remote areas to avoid police raids. These secret gatherings kept their spiritual practices alive. Elders became the guardians of tradition. They taught the younger generation the songs, prayers, and sacred customs. Faith was passed down not through books, but through living example. Many followers were laborers and working-class citizens. They faced social pressure, discrimination, and surveillance. But over time, public opinion began to shift. Voices in the press started questioning the fairness of the law. Community leaders called for religious freedom. Activists spoke out against the restrictions. Support grew across different sections of society. After years of pressure, the government reconsidered the law. In 1951, the Shouter Prohibition Ordinance was repealed. For the first time in decades, worshipers could gather openly. The sound of praise was no longer illegal. The victory belonged to those who never gave up. Faith, patience, and unity had won. The repeal marked a turning point, not just for one religion, but for religious freedom in Trinidad and Tobago. If you didn't know, now you know. Stay tuned to New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, for more great content.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if it's cleared up by now, but there was a very bad accident by McCoy on the highway this morning when I came down at 4:30. A car had flipped over, and a police car. I find that police officer was very brave. Had his car parked up behind the car, and with his flashing blue light, and the policeman was there waving a light to kind of alert drivers, because you know that hour of the morning, the kind of speed people coming on the road at, And I said,
I really don't know, because I thought everybody would pay the traffic rules.
No, they don't. They don't. And that's in the fast lane, and it's round a bend. I said, my God, why is this policeman risking his life like that?
Oh, it's on the curve as you're heading towards the light.
Yeah. You know, I said he is taking a chance doing that. Because if somebody come around that bend, they may not be able to get away from him. You know what I mean? Because you just suddenly come upon it. You know? And it was dark, of course, at that time.
Yeah,
you see the blue flashing lights, but you're not thinking it's because a policeman standing behind that car and a car is on its hood. You know what I mean?
But the flashing lights would help. It would kind of slow people down. People slow down when they see the flashing lights.
Okay. You don't know the craziness that's been taking place at them hours of the morning. If it's have traffic, fine. But those hours of the morning is be madness on the road. Trust me. So I hope all went well and they were able to move that car, because that is going to cause a whole lot of traffic this morning.
All right, so people, we can take your calls now, 2811315 and 2995156. Good morning to your caller.
Charles, good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Gabby.
Morning, Wendell. Morning, Richard.
Morning.
You know how long I get through so early. Anyway, Wendell, I don't want to talk about this, what you read in the newspaper, but I found it so strange that after 2 weeks of this stupid, the person who parked in the wrong car space for the car park, I ain't calling his name, so you know who it is. I saw on social media that he had two persons on wheelchair parked in a space for the disabled people. I saw that and I said, "But what stupidity is this? What that going to prove?" And then in the Senate yesterday, a temporary independent senator called for him to be charged under the motor vehicle and traffic offense for what he did, parking in the wrong spot.
Yeah,
and he said the person said that he cannot be charged because he was in a private place and not a public car park space. That makes sense?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Who said he couldn't be charged?
Who was saying that?
Pardon?
Who was saying that he cannot be charged?
He said they cannot charge him because where he parked in the pharmacy where he was parked, that is a private place and not a public place. So who use any private place? Not even members of the public. I would find that makes sense.
Yeah, that might be a kind of gray area for him, right?
Pay the money now for your stupidity. Pay the money. And the final point is this: with the Commissioner of Police. You know, I just feel, because of this, the length of time this thing taken, I just feel Richard and he could bear me out on this. After all is said and done, they will have an inquest into Joshua Samaru's death, an inquest, which I find is like, that's the end of that. Because whenever they call for an inquest in anything like that, we don't hear anything about it for donkey years. And I feel this is exactly where this thing is going.
That could happen. You're right, that could happen. Even though I suppose it depends on what the file says, that will be reviewed by the Director of Public Prosecution's Office. If there is enough evidence beyond reasonable doubt to charge somebody, I'm sure that the DPP's office will charge. But that really depends on what the evidence says.
Yeah, and I mean, like everything else, it take time to get things done in this country, because the people who were charged in the MOVA situation, that was an inquest also, right? And that took a little while.
Yes,
but it actually happened. You know?
Yeah, because inquest does take a while, like everything else in the court system, I guess. But the inquest is really determine whether anybody is to be held liable out of whatever evidence you have. Now, if the evidence, of course, is overwhelming, to me, you don't need an inquest. If the evidence shows that beyond reasonable doubt, somebody committed a criminal act, which is why people are charged. But if the DPP is in doubt, he is going to say, look, let's take it to an inquest and let a judicial office to decide on the basis of the evidence whether anybody should be charged and whom should be charged.
But Richard, just basically, because that Mova killing was kind of very the evidence was overwhelming too, It was the same video evidence showing what had happened. So don't expect this one to go any different to that one. I mean, maybe
I'm just saying that it's for the DPP's office to decide which route they're going to take.
I hear you.
We have a caller there. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
On that issue with the mover shooting investigation did take place and they were charged based on the investigation. They never inquest with respect to that. The probably by previous caller about the utterance by the Senate President. Why that I was so dumbfounded? As the highest court in the land, he's the President said, and he ought to know, he should be advised that traffic offences are of two classes. The only traffic offence that, most traffic offences, you have 6 months to charge somebody, just like with minor and summary offences, right? The other range of traffic offence that is similar and takes you have a longer time before it becomes statute bad or none at all long is causing death by dangerous driving, which was an upgrade from the previous chart of vehicular manslaughter. So for causing death by dangerous driving, you could that could be open and you could charge for somebody for that, just like in murder. With respect to a car park is considered a road under the chapter 4850 the MV&RT Act. A road is any street, bridge, private road which a vehicle which the public has access to generally or conditionally. In a car park, as in all spaces, you have access to it generally or conditionally. And that is why you have these disclaimer signs and so on telling you certain things. So once you have access to it for any purpose, generally or conditionally, it's considered a road when you go to report an accident to the police. Right? It might not be a road for the purposes of how it is in the public's mind. And that is something that the Senate President ought to know. So the goodly defaulter could be charged for breaching a sign, and the sign is what? Handicap parking. So he could be ticketed for that if the police is so minded. Now the lacuna, the gray area in it is this, that what happened is that there have been several cases that reached the appeal court and the high court in terms of police proceeding against persons via summons when they could give them a ticket. That is settled law. So where the offense is ticketable, the police could do that, and they should not proceed by information. Just going to court and laying the charge before the in the magistracy and giving the person a summons. Right? And there's another video that was going on in terms of your speaking about social media. There's something that the commissioner should address urgently, which is that video with a back and forth between two officers, a senior and a junior, with respect to breaching of a protection order, wherever it is. That video is making the rounds and it is atrocious. And the commissioner needs to take into consideration what happened in Grand Bazaar a few years ago with two officers, where one deceased and other instances of domestic violence between officers, which results in murder, suicide, and so on. The particular one was the lady officer and the male officer. So that is something that he should be on top of with that situation with the senior officer and the junior officer. That could turn out to be very, very ugly. Right?
Yes, it's already ugly.
Just one correction to you, though, that the Senate is not the highest court in the land. I don't know why people say that. Parliament is not the highest court. The highest court is the...
I was thinking about Parliament generally then, but the House of Representatives, it is. My bad.
Okay, the House of Representatives is still not the highest court. The highest court is the Privy Council. Parliament is a legislative body. Can they make law to overturn a decision? They can try. But ultimately, whether a law is good law or not is decided by, ultimately, the highest court is the judicial, the Privy Council in the UK. So,
But
I don't know why people say, Parliament is the highest court. It's not. It's a legislative body.
All right, let me take this call very quickly before we get to the poll and the news. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning. Yes, we hear you.
Yes. Philip Alexander, like he feels, as he presented a check for $2,000 to two disabled people in front the super farm parking in area, that makes it okay what he do? What the hell is wrong with these people? Like them feel they could buy their way through for everything? You did something wrong. What the hell you come into? I mean, oh, and if they did charge, he would have to pay 2,000, so he giving them it. You're wrong. And I really want to know if that's security, because his word against the security own. He said the security tell he to park there. And I want to know if your establishment have a rule where they have parking for disabled people and you hire security, if that security has that authority to tell you park there. I heard a guy on the radio the other day said, if that man was working in his security firm, he would have fired me, that discipline him, because that's nonsense. But if he would, where hear the security say yes, I tell him. Man, like Philip Alexander.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much, Mr. Martin.
There's a lot of preoccupation. There's a lot of preoccupation with that, and of course, it feeds into Mr. Alexander's proclivity to be in the spotlight.
Oh yes, indeed.
And you all are just going down the rabbit hole.
Oh yes, indeed.
The
My
reality
only
is,
disappointment.
as an adult, he could have made the decision that even if a security card says you can park there, you can simply say, no, I can't, because that's for the physically disabled. I will have to make the rounds, and I will keep making the rounds like everybody else does until I find a parking spot. We all do it. We drive around and say, oh, can I park here? And we make decisions.
Yep. My only disappointment is the fact that two disabled people and a couple other people agreed to go and puppy show themselves with that nonsense yesterday. That's my only disappointment.
But I'm not so sure what you're talking about, but I could kind of guess where you're going, but I haven't seen what you're talking about. But all I'm saying, it feeds into, what I'm saying, it feeds into the cycle of, let's keep this story alive.
Yeah, I know.
It's a kind of non-story beyond the one incident, and it happened, and it's not ready.
All right, let's do our morning poll question, and then we go into the news, guys.
Yeah, our morning poll question, of course, is based on we having an interview in the next hour with the spiritual Baptist community. Do you believe the Baptist community should have been given permission to have their march? Yes or no? That's our poll this morning. And when we come back, we will have Elder Ray Brathwaite and, of course, some more of your calls.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile Caribbean TV for Wednesday, the 25th of March. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Health has confirmed a case of yellow fever in a deceased red howler monkey following laboratory testing. Officials say there are no reported cases in humans at this time. The ministry notes that monkeys can act as early indicators of the virus in the environment and is urging heightened vigilance. Surveillance and vector control measures have been implemented in affected areas with continued monitoring underway. Members of the public are being advised to reduce mosquito breeding sites, use insect repellent, and seek medical attention if symptoms such as fever or jaundice develop. The ministry also encourages vaccination, particularly for persons working in or visiting forested areas, noting the vaccine is available free of charge at health centers. Documents show the National Gas Company hired Watson Duke as a human resources and industrial relations consultant at a cost of $40,000 per month for 1 year from December 2025. Records also indicate consultancy contracts were awarded under the previous administration across companies within the NGC Group. Former Tobago House of Assembly official Joel Jack was contracted by Trinidad Petroleum Holdings Limited at $70,000 per month for 1 year. Meanwhile, consultant Shelley Das was engaged by the National Energy Corporation from 2021 to 2025, earning approximately $1.7 million over that period. The documents outline roles including strategic advisory, organizational review, and support for business operations. Efforts to obtain responses from some of the individuals were unsuccessful. A 26-year-old man was hospitalized after a daylight assault outside his workplace along Bogauti Trace on Monday. Police say the incident occurred around 3:30 p.m. during a dispute involving co-workers, which later escalated when a group returned and attacked the victim. He was beaten and struck in the face with a metal bat, losing consciousness before being taken to hospital, where he was treated and discharged. One suspect has been arrested, while police continue to search for another man believed to be involved. In a separate incident, a 26-year-old man from New Grant was found injured in bushes near his home and later died. Police say he had visible injuries, and a post-mortem is expected to determine the cause of death. Investigations into both incidents are ongoing. Police are investigating a break-in at the home of murdered businessman Danny Guerra days after his killing. Officers say the house along North Orapush Road was ransacked, with cash and jewelry stolen after entry was gained through a forced window. The incident occurred between March 17th and Sunday, with investigators recovering fingerprint evidence. Guerra, the owner of DG Homes, was shot and killed less than 2 weeks earlier outside his business. In a related development, a 34-year-old employee of DG Homes was also killed on Monday night. Rondell Adolphus, also known as Patch, a machine operator of Sangre Grande, was shot dead outside a cabin at the Trini River Lime Resort in Matura. Police say he was found with multiple gunshot wounds after reports of explosions, and several spent shell casings were recovered. In regional news, CARICOM governments are preparing to send humanitarian aid to Cuba following a decision taken at the regional leaders meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis in February. The CARICOM Secretariat is coordinating the initiative, with member states contributing funds to purchase food, medical supplies, and essential items, including solar equipment and water tanks. Mexico has identified suppliers and will assist with delivery and shipment to Cuba. Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, David Comasing, confirmed the effort, noting that regional governments are committed to supporting Cuba amid ongoing challenges. He added that Barbados has already moved to source and deliver its contribution independently, citing delays in the wider regional process. The initiative is part of a coordinated effort to provide humanitarian support to the island. In international news, airstrikes and missile attacks continue between Iran and Israel, as tensions remain high across the Middle East. Iran launched multiple waves of missiles and drones targeting Israel and sites across the region, while Israeli forces carried out strikes on Iranian facilities and targets in Lebanon. Casualties have been reported on both sides, with damage also affecting parts of the Gulf. Despite the escalation, U.S. President Donald Trump says negotiations are underway to end the conflict, though Iranian officials have denied any direct talks. Pakistan has offered to host discussions as diplomatic efforts continue to seek a pause in fighting. Meanwhile, the conflict has disrupted global energy markets, with oil prices rising sharply amid concerns over the Strait of Hormuz. Additional U.S. troops are being deployed to the region as the situation continues to develop. And that's the main stories at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
God was a friend and we lock it like that. Coming on my life like snake in the grass. One with your fakeness in the right bag. One with your fakeness in the right bag. Let me God was a friend and we lock it like that. Coming on my life like snake in the grass. One with your fakeness in the right bag.
Well, I don't have time to beef. Lucky for you, my friend. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. vibes ain't cost in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend and them could I tell you about me. Good people, it's good people. We only want love and we so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My family could I tell you about me. Good people, it's good people. We only want love. Well, every man make their choices. I say we make sacrifices. We block out the noises. We have to forget the voices. One day we gon' make it. We don't have to fake it. I give you my best. I give you the chain off my neck. I give you my love and respect. But now hear the story. Is you vex with me? Like I do you something. Like I do you something. When I hear the show now, is you vex with me? Like I do the wrong thing. Like I do you something. Oh, it's a good, good thing. I in a good, good spirit. I drink in a good, good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good spirit. I drink in a good, good spirits. The vibes ain't cost in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend and them could I tell you about me. Good people, it's good people. We only want love and we so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My family could I tell you about me. Good people, it's good people. We only want love. I am on land foes like you never do bad. Things where you do say you never do that. Run for the cream and you never look back. Now money in your pocket so you never too sad. Boy, if money make you dance, you'll be dancing forever to the beat of a drum that never go help you. But now hear the story. Is you vex with me? Like I do you something. Like I do you something. When I hear the show now, is you vex with me? Like I do the wrong thing. Like I do you something. Oh, it's a good, good thing. I in a good, good spirit. I drink in a good, good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good spirit. I drink in a good, good spirits. The vibes ain't cost in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend and them could I tell you about me. Good people, it's good people. We only want love and we so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My family could I tell you about me. Good people, it's good people. We only want love. I am on land foes like you never do bad. Things where you do say you never do that. Run for the cream and you never look back. Now money in your pocket so you never too sad. Boy, if money make you dance, you'll be dancing forever to the beat of a drum that never go help you. But now hear the story. Is you vex with me? Like I do you something. Like I do you something. When I hear the show now, is you vex with me? Like I do the wrong thing. Like I do you something. Oh, it's a good, good thing. I in a good, good spirit.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
I drink in a good, good spirits. The vibes ain't cost in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah.
Don't hold me down, don't fight me down. And if you have your bad spirit, go so. Go so with your bad spirit. Because you know what? We have a good, good spirit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Only a love in the house. Good morning to you once again. Welcome back. Of course, we're inside the second hour of the breakfast show. Right here on New Era TT Radio. It's NETT Radio. Time in Trinidad and Tobago is now 14 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Good morning to the Anthem crew. For you that came in just before the anthem, or early risers, good day to you. Those of you that came in along the way, and those who are still will join us throughout the morning, we welcome everybody, right? This is the breakfast show on the NETT. And we also want to say much thanks and of course good morning to the people who are listening to us and watching us on Gael Caribbean TV. Good morning to the Gael family. Gael family always to get involved. Gael people, good morning. So when we come off of the Guile field, somewhere around 8:30 this morning, and we also click off of the social media pages, remember you can get us at netradiott.com. That's NETT, right? 2 T's in the net, netradiott.com. And of course you can listen to us all day, every day. You can also get us on our social media pages. Remember, they have been rebranded, realigned, and of course you can get us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Net Radio Trinidad. That's our handle, Net Radio Trinidad. You will find us there. On TuneIn, same thing. Net Radio Trinidad. TuneIn, that way you get us on all your Alexa and Google devices. Our morning poll is up, and of course, remember you can vote on the morning poll now. You're voting yes or you're voting no first. Any comments after that? Do you think that the Spiritual Shouter Baptist should have been given permission to hold their march, even though the police said that the request came in kind of late and they needed more time and didn't have the resource and all different kinds of things? But do you think that they could have given that permission? So you're voting yes or no? And when we come back, I'm going to tell you how you voted, right? Stay with us. We're coming back.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Save more now at Furniture Plus. Get a pair of pillows for only $49, queen mattresses from $7.99, free gifts with select purchases, plus extra discounts on higher purchase plans. Hurry, visit any Furniture Plus showroom today.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Now, due to phenomenal public demand, Scandal in Cedrus now comes to Cipriani College for 2 nights only. Saturday the 28th of March at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 29th at 6:30 p.m. This is theater at its finest and funniest. Don't miss it. Box office opens at Cipriani College on Monday the 23rd of March, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets available now at usual outlets and online. Scandal in Cedrus, Cipriani College. We come in.
Scandal in Cedrus.
All right, people, so we welcome you back to the second hour of the breakfast show. And of course, remember you are onto Net Radio and also on Guile Caribbean TV. You get us on our social media pages. So everybody, wherever you're tuning in, logging in, coming in from, we welcome you. Those here at home and those abroad.
You know, the news coming so fast and furious these days that you can't cover all the stories, right? Or you can't cover everything. And sometimes, you know, there are some very important ones that kind of miss us. And Anson, when he called earlier on, raised a situation that I saw trending on social media too. And it made mainstream news about this police officer who apparently has a protection order against him, but he also has a custody issue with his former wife and children, where I think he is supposed, and I'm going based on my memory of what I saw, he's supposed to get the children like at 8 o'clock every Monday morning or on a Monday morning or something of that matter. And of course, they have a history clearly because she has a protection order against him. And he was filming this of a supposed and allegedly senior officer. He was even calling his name. I'm not going to call it. He was calling his name and saying, listen, you're sleeping with my wife. I want my children. Or you know you're supposed to give me. And he was, whatever was going on, was going on. You see that story? And as Anson, I think Anson will agree with me and everybody. That story has all the potential to have a very bad ending.
A very bad ending.
Very bad ending.
Yeah.
And I hope Anson called on the Commissioner of Police to intervene. I hope by now they would have seen it and intervened. Because that's two police officers. Because the guy is a police officer. And the person who is alleging is now causing him some of the worries is a senior police officer.
Yeah.
Right? I read the story. Now, if he had a protection order against him, then that senior officer and the officer who was there intervening had a right to do something about that. But I also went on to read that they took him to the station and then left. He left with his children. So clearly something is missing from that story. You understand? If you have all these things against this man, why was he still allowed at that point in time to leave with his children? So clearly, two people giving two different sides of a story. That story could end up like, I don't know if you remember the story with the police officer the other day who lost his mother and said the service didn't do anything to help him.
Yeah.
And then he committed suicide. That story has all the potential to have a bad ending. I hope it's dealt with.
And I hope they already deal with it because, as Anson quite rightfully said, I remember that there was a case also with that murder-suicide thing. You know, and seeing that we are a space where people are so on edge, I would hope that the Welfare Association and all those other would actually don't wait for people to come to you, you know, or be proactive and you all deal with that situation. And see what we're
talking about both people who could be carrying legal firearms. Eh?
Yes, at any point in time. Yeah, at any point in time. Yeah, you know, you could be. You know, so come on, all deal with that situation.
Yeah, so, and when people reach the position that they could put their personal business out like that, they're reaching the edge.
Yeah, well, every time. I think there was another story with a lady also who was apparently they said that she stole some stuff from a supermarket, but like I don't know if what they seen on the video is not what she says she innocent. Huh? So
I saw that too, Charles, and then the store owner was able to produce 2 or 3 other videos with the same lady doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You didn't see that part?
No, I didn't see that part. You know, but
yes. Because a lot of people sympathized with her after the first video came out. And then when the others came out, they said, nah, you have a problem.
You definitely seem to have a
problem. You
problem.
have a problem.
Yeah. But in the first instance, you know, when I didn't see the other videos on some, I'm just reading from what it's saying. And coming out, there's a video of me shoplifting, but I'm saying it's not me. How do you defend those things? You know,
but she didn't actually leave the store with the goods, so you can't say that she shoplifted. You know? But then he produced other videos of the same person doing the same thing. So that's another story that just kind of skirted around all the other stories that's going.
Yeah,
so many.
You know, and one other thing, let's put it in the mix as we hear. There was a fight apparently that took place down in Banter, White Sunshine Snacks there, where this gentleman, they said that he broke up his colleagues like they were going to fight now. So he came in between there, trying to be a good Samaritan. This is the part of the story I'm hearing. And apparently break up the fight. Apparently, like the guys left, and one of the individuals came back with some other people, and they beat up the man. And the man they beat him with a baseball bat. The man unconscious and in the hospital. I think, you know.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Wow. Yes, I mean, you're right. There's so many stories. So many stories, and especially stories like that, crime and criminality, and that sort of thing. Oh Lord.
They can't keep up. But that police story is a worrying one.
It is. You know,
That's a
and
worrying one.
especially for
Children
people
involved.
who are able and have access to firearms. And this time, hey, come on.
Yeah.
All I deal with that, please.
All right. So you ready for the poll, Sir Charles?
Yeah.
All right. Our poll is: do you believe the Baptist community should have been given permission to have their march? Now the emphasis is on should have been given, right? Permission to have their march because it's already gone. Melchizedek said yes. Eunice Dublin, yes. Ian Stewart, yes. Ava Smith, yes. Bernadette Yates, yes. EBZ, yes. Marlene Saunders Sobers, yes. Valerie Mendoza, yes. Robert Allen, yes. Marcia Rock, yes. Mrs. R didn't vote. Marlon Motley, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Ila Rizan, yes. If they did not have permission, then the authority should have assisted them, and that's how I saw it. Crystal Stevenson, yes. Joseph Clement, yes. C. Anon didn't vote. Ozzy Molino didn't vote. Avion Abraham, yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Lincoln Foxtrot didn't vote. Alice Sahad, yes. Felix Kazo, yes. Lincoln, you know, a lot of people say these things, right? That we try, people trying to distract us. This morning show, not distracted by anything or anybody, you know. But sometimes this morning show just don't want to give life to clowns. That's the kindest word I could use to describe.
Yeah, but what is the distraction? What is the story that he feels that we are
I
distracted?
suspect he feels the one with the disabled people is a distraction. I don't see it as one. I don't. Well, I just don't see anything that gentleman has to say or do worthy of it. But you know, it's
we spoke about it.
No, it's in the newspaper. So when we read in the news, we have no choice. The headlines: Felix Gazo, yes. Colted Finch didn't. Yes. David McCarthy didn't vote here. Carla Hercules, yes. Finbar Collins, yes. You either have a lot of O's or a lot of S's on your typewriter. James Kamau, yes. Junior Wickham is saying, Wendell, that's not a good question. Well, clearly you didn't read it. I said should have been given. That's what I read. Right? Ingrid from Tucson says yes. Gemma Peters, yes. English language, not difficult, you know, Junior. R.L. Baker says no. Howard Hernandez, yes. Kurt Hope, yes. But like this gentleman want to run the breakfast show. And Robert. Margaret Thomas, yes. Sherma Paul, yes. Florence Bazzi, yes. Beefy Smith, yes. Ron DeSantis, yes. Robert Taylor, yes. Sankofa, yes. Otteran Benjamin didn't vote. Annalie Johnson, yes. Magic, yes. Margarita Chow, yes. Victor Phillip, yes. Rena Jennings, yes. Carol Guevara, yes. Can someone say what was to be benefited from the march? When we speak with Mr. Brathwaite, we'll ask him, Lester. Because I think that it led to a prayer session right after. Where are my votes now? Lyndon Williams, yes. Trini Merle Kitchen, yes. And Stobin 54, yes. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Those are the votes I have, to Charles.
All right, so let's see what's on the WhatsApp this morning. Where am I starting? Going down. Right. So Pauline is saying yes. And Brenda in Pinal is saying yes. Trinidad and Tobago is saying yes. Joanne in Mountain. Hi, Joanne. Good morning to you. Joanne is saying yes. Miss Sampson, much love to you, saying yes. Peter Wilson, yes. Terry Ann Peters, didn't get your vote here. Captain Ron is saying yes. Frank in Aruka is saying yes. Kurt Edwards saying yes. Archbishop Ashton Clark, yes. Zena is saying yes. And one other person. Marva, what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, Barbara just saying good morning. Okay, that's what I have. Wendell, any others on your side?
One more. Wayne Joseph said yes.
All right. That was a good one that you bring in there. 55 people on the poll this morning. Right.
Okay.
Looking to see if I have any stragglers coming in. 55 people on the poll. 54 of you. It's real hard counting today. 54 of you said yes. One person said no. And that's the poll. Yeah, so most people felt that, they should have gotten permission to have the march.
Yeah, because, even if they applied late, what danger does the Baptist community pose that you can't allow them to still do their march, even if you're saying they applied late? Because everybody knows Shouter Baptist Day comes up the same day every year, as far as I'm aware. And I don't know that they pose a danger. Many people have applied late for all manner of things, and the police are still giving them permission. Even organizations like, let me use the Port of Spain Corporation as an example. Sometimes we get an application the day before, but because there's nothing happening to clash with it or no danger, we say yes as a council. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? I just find it unnecessary. An unnecessary issue, because people are going to politicize it. Why risk that? You know what I mean? It's just amazing sometimes. Oh, it's Saint Aubin. Okay, thanks, Saint Aubin.
Yeah, I guess we're running a little late this morning. We haven't seen them as yet.
Yeah. So, well, we had two more votes coming from Victor Tongs and Kinda Sovereign. Okay. Some people have some weird handles on this thing, so it's kind of difficult to read it sometimes. So it's Saint Aubin. Thank you very much. So we can take a couple calls while we wait on Ray Brathwaite to come in.
Yeah, people give us a call, 281131529951556. We can take a couple of your calls. I wait on our guests to come in between there.
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully, I hope that he has not forgotten.
Sharon Henry, I remember that incident at the police, the murder-suicide at the police headquarters. It didn't just happen there. There was I don't ever like to talk about this one, but there was one at the Prime Minister's residence. I don't know if you all remember that. Many years ago. These things can escalate, and especially when people have access to guns, easy access to guns, legal firearms, it is even more worrying. You understand?
Take this call there, Wendell. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Jackson.
Morning, Cora.
Morning. No, Wendell, I empathize with you that you don't want to raise the issue with that individual attending to the handcuff situation, right? However, my view is that these things need to be brought to the fore at times, because the persons repetitively keep going down a particular road without any form of consequences, right? And I make reference to this, and to show how biased we are in terms of the general public. We tend to focus and go on days after days comments made by the ex-Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. But yet when it comes to persons like Anna Robertson, David Naked, and the others who chastise and make certain comments that are unfavorable in the eyes of the then President of Trinidad and Tobago, Paula May Weeks, and even the sitting President of Trinidad and Tobago, when it's not in their favor, we just brush it aside. Yeah? And so we have to be very adult about what it is that we're discussing. There's an issue that we tend to throw on the side when it comes to certain individuals, and then we chastise others. We have to be fair across the board. And I think comes a point of time, Lincoln mentioned something about distraction, but we are not focusing on the billions of dollars that was taken away from the Heritage Fund that is unaccountable for, at this point in time,
and nobody is focusing on that.
But who's supposed to keep that out front for us? Well,
the media.
Yeah, if we are aware of it too. But I think, but
we focus on the J word.
Yeah, but the thing about it also, you remember the media's role is to report what comes into the news.
No.
We are supposed to keep it on the burn all the time. That's why we have other people. We have our opposition and thing. Don't let them off the hook and put the responsibility where it should be.
Let me end with this, right? I'm gonna make a comparison. So if it is that to go based on what you're saying, then it is that persons like I forget his name, but CNN reporters, you have even in India, nice, that keep vote issues. That's why you have investigative journalists.
Caller, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct in how your interpretation of in terms of the media going after stories or simply reporting on stories. I don't disagree with you at all. Just that I have taken a personal decision when it comes to 3 people. I will speak about anything else. I will share anything from anybody once it's credible and so on. But there are 3 people I don't bring into my sphere. And not that you can't talk about them, Not that anybody else can't talk about them, I won't stop people from talking about them, But I tell people, I took a personal decision, and this is years ago. This is not now. I took that personal decision years ago. I remember when that individual came in for an interview at our studio years ago. Rhoda was there, and he said some of the most despicable things. And I said, I am not going to be part of this interview. Even if he ever shows up here again, I will never interview him. Okay? And I said that about 2 other people. I'm not interested in what they have to say. I don't know why Kamala Persad-Bissessar as Prime Minister even have them around, because she doesn't need them. You know what I mean? But suffice it to say, that's democracy. She chooses to have them still there. Fine. I can't do anything about it. But I took a personal decision that I don't send anything to me with them. I will not share anything they have to say. You understand? I will try not to refer to them in any way. But if it's in the news, then I probably have no choice. That's all. That's just me.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Wendell.
Morning, Zina.
Good morning, if you're there. Good morning, all those who looked on. Sir Charles, I agree with that last caller. And let me tell you something. You did not read my it was a little late, yes, but it was long before Wendell finished reading his. And after Wendell read his and you read your vote, and Wendell went back and pick up vote for you. And my yes sit down there.
No, but I did say you voted yes. I counted you.
You counted me?
Yes.
And I must you was really sick.
You sleepy a lot these mornings, I notice. You almost sleeping on yourself sometimes now.
Well, look at me now. What the hell I hearing? So, because you can't sleep, you want to take me on? Because you can't sleep when the night comes? Well, do I do it?
You sending me all kind of message late in the night now.
Do I do it? I'm guessing.
Watch it. All late last night you sent me message.
Oh God!
Anyhow, I did read your vote. Right. Okay.
Because I find that they shouldn't even wait for the Baptist. Whether they send it early or late, they know it's a holiday. They know it's a Baptist celebration. So they should be ready and waiting to say yes. They should have done organized in front. So waste the people late. Man, chaps, man. Sure.
All right, okay, no problem. Thanks very much, Zina. Caller, good morning to you. I'm trying to get on to Mr. Brathwaite, but he's not even answering his phone this morning.
The man vex. Morning.
All right. Mr. Patrick, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, morning. Wendell King and Mr. Chicago, morning. Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning.
The man vex, man. How you ask for permission no matter how you blank, man? It's a big Baptist holiday. in Trinidad and Tobago. Me understand them, But with the policeman issue, I watching it the other day and this and that. I find people to be stupid in Trinidad and Tobago or any part of the world to be going with a man wife.
What?
You know?
You find it
People
stubbornness.
stupid to be going with a man wife.
But it was his ex-wife, I think.
People that kill people for $5 by.
Yeah, I think it was his ex-wife.
Yeah, but ex-wife and you toting gun? It's a man that taught hate, brother.
Yeah, well, if it's your ex and you moved on, I mean, so what do you do? You said that the woman nobody should go with a woman like that again. Is that what you say?
Let me tell you something. I'm being big man, you know. Sometimes I meet women and think and they tell me they was married and I have to move to husband. And when I see the character, the man here going wrong.
I thought you married.
Hey, you don't get no business.
Mr. Patrick, that is very sound advice you're giving, eh? Trust me.
I know. Let me tell you, I know people and their husband dead, people and their boyfriend separate, and people, all kind of things. I know man went in jail and come back and man was with the girl and the real beat you, man.
Yeah. And I've heard, but this way, I have heard that people make people get locked up so they can be with people too.
So that's biblical. That's biblical. A man was sent on the war.
Yes. Sent to war. Yes.
I advising my brothers and them, leave people who divorce, especially some people have children, and you go wrong the man children and not come back and away.
Oh Lord.
The man can see children, the man can see your own children, and you ranking with the man.
Mr. Patrick, there are many of relationships that have ended and people have moved on. And
I say no, but not everybody does move on, brother.
True, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
People have to learn to move on.
It's a people that hate for life, brother. Hate for life.
Yeah.
All right. So all the little people, wife and husband and things that man, if they done, find out the character of that person before you go on that person.
Yeah, and I like how you just interrogate to find out before you move forward.
You have to find out.
Mr. Patrick. There have been stories of people going into police stations to make report on their husband or boyfriend, and they ended up with a policeman inside of there. You know, there have been several reports like that. You know.
Oh, good God!
I lie. My lie. Next thing you know, that's what going on, and that's it.
Before you painted that picture, well, you know, there's another one. You know, there's another one you could paint too. Wendell.
Which one?
That in the prison, when the girlfriend coming to visit the accused in the prison, sometimes they end up with the prison officer.
Yes.
Who tracking them.
Yes.
They come and say, "Hey, sweetness, you come to meet your man again."
I'm gonna make sure you get extra cigarette this weekend.
Look how much Look how much experience talking up here this morning. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning to you, caller.
Morning. Calling from Marima. The appointment of Watson Duke to this human resource position. I just have one question. Isn't that individual on an indictable charge and outside on bail?
As far as we are aware, yes.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know what this is.
There's just a question I'm going to ask him. As far as I know, there is the information in the public.
So if you are
a serious offense, he's an indictable offense. He's out on bail.
So you should
to get this position, it just goes to show you the difference between the United National Congress and the People National Movement. Under the People National Movement, that would have never happened. You know? But it's just a question I asked him. I don't know if you all forgot about it.
No, we haven't, but it's a good reminder.
I don't know what's the status of it, but
he's out on bail.
Yeah.
He was charged. He was officially charged. Ashamed to say what he charges.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks very much, Koda. Before you say what the charges, there we go with the moral high ground again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to say you are a real bacchanal man, you know. You are a real bacchanal man, yes. But it's a good thing I know your style, so I can laugh. The people only know my situation. They say, no, Wendell, you deserve a trophy, a medal, a boss after you.
Mr. Remo, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. And good morning, Wendell.
How are you, Mr. Remo?
I'm all right.
You know, Mr. Remo, I after you left yesterday, I kind of went back into your message that you was trying to send, and I hope that people listen to what you were saying yesterday, you know? Because very important message.
Yes, because last night, even though I sent that message yesterday, last night I saw on one of those stations,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing, the little 12-year-old girl. And you know, I sent this message yesterday, and I was so surprised to see that about the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
But I want to send another message because I'm a woman. We have to have plenty of women out there. And I want the women and all those women who go in and steal, who go in and thief in supermarket. I want to know where is it all the things all the thieving going? Or you have a pouch inside there, or you make a flower bag pocket in there. Then all you keep the things in the grocery, right? They're all the, and all you just pushing it inside. Where those things are going? You see, when all you do this as women and all you have children, the children could follow all your pattern, what all you do. So women out there, take a pattern from me. Stop thieving. If you want something to eat or whatever, go in one of the ministries and lay all your problems to them. I mean, everybody thinks hard with everybody, but at the ending of the day, and all you're going and stealing supermarket, all you're stealing coffee. Take something to eat, don't steal no coffee and them things. Take a little food, a little potato, but I wonder where those things are going. Or you just taking it and pushing it inside. Like only have a big pocket inside there, boy.
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them do. They have specially made clothes for them things. Yeah.
All you stop doing those things. It's looking bad for we women. I'm a woman too. So I'm giving all you little advice, little tips. When all you want something to think hard with them, go in one of the ministries and then go in front the ministry office and tell them things hard. All you need something. You go in people's supermarket and see if it don't look good.
Okay.
That is my contribution today.
Okay, thanks very much, Mr. Rima. Yeah, don't steal. Don't be doing that. You know?
Yeah, what people need to understand, you know, there are cameras everywhere.
Everywhere, you know.
Everywhere. And those AI cameras that follow you around, those motion detected cameras that actually follow you. So it's not just fixed on one place. It follows you. There are several cameras like that now. People. So, I mean, but I guess at the end of the day, a lot of these people just don't know better, and just feel that they will get away with things like that. But you don't, you know?
Yeah, you don't. You really don't. Caller, good morning.
Amen, thanks. Good morning.
Morning, Miss Grant.
Yeah, when I hear you call me early, when I was trying to get on Spanky, I called Wendell on the phone.
Yeah.
And Wendell said, Mr. Grant, don't call me on the phone. And you're trying to get on the station, but I call him to leave a message that was Spanky.
Oh, okay.
He used to come in Savannah with Cocorich United, he and Janet.
Janet Eiffel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to be coaching something up in Northern League. When I played in Northern League in 1958 and I took in here, because I played with Rani Baba and all them guys. Right? And well, both and the fly wasn't from St. James's. They went from Observatory Street. Right? And Lakuhap and things. But listen now, Wendell. Listen, I was telling you all the time there with these people and them boys. Alexander and the third. An important thing. You remember when Mali Manoura first went in Parliament with Jack Warner, Oani Roberts, the embarrasser? You remember that? When they come in on that weed mag with a big oversized panty and Mama Guy the woman? Well, they can't remember that.
In the Parliament, you're saying,
Yeah.
I can't remember, Mr. Guy. I can't remember that.
But you see how much the people betray that.
In our Parliament?
Conveniently. And then talk about respect, and that woman said right there. All these things I just remember, brother. When I don't talk about my guests, I talking by the truth. When man, with on that man was the Prime Minister at the time. Yeah.
All right. Okay. No problem.
Anyhow, there are plenty of things I forgot. I remember them going in.
Yeah. Okay.
Your memory real good.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mr. Grant.
I don't remember that one, but I won't doubt it with the individual names you call. I won't doubt it. Yeah, but I don't remember that one. Marlene McDonald came in 2007. She came in that election of 2007. And then that term went to 2010 when Mr. Manning called an early election and lost. But she won her seat again in 2010 and became the chief whip after that in opposition under Dr. Rowley. She became chief whip. Yeah. All right.
And she had the infamous swearing-in ceremony.
Yes, that's when after she won again in 2015. Yeah. When she invited, God rest her soul.
Yeah. Such is your life. All right, people. So our guest doesn't seem to be able to make it this morning because I've been trying to call him. He's not answering the phone.
No, he must have said, you see that bacchanal poll they do about the marching and all that bacchanal days on that bacchanal show, and here I blow that this morning.
But
not going.
I wonder who suggested we do a poll like that today, but
99% of the people supported the Baptist community, Richard. On our show.
It's still a bacchanal poll.
Ray Brathwaite is not afraid of bacchanal. I know that.
Trust me. I'm not no kind of bacchanal for this about something for that.
Come on. He must forget. He will be oversleep.
But maybe because I'm not even seeing him online. You know?
He must forget. But our guest tomorrow is Brian Manning. I see that one of the newspapers had to pull back a story and kind of give an apology today because of what they said about his wife. They have a correction actually on page 3 today, because she was this says former senior political advisor at National Energy and former anchorwoman Shelley Das did not receive a monthly consultancy fee of $70,000 as incorrectly stated in page 1 subheadline in yesterday's Express. Das contract specified an hourly rate of US $125 paid in Trinidad and Tobago dollars, and it ends by saying the error is regretted. So I suspect Brian would also have been dealing with that tomorrow, but the Express pulled back the print an apology of sorts for her today. You know, but we'll still chat with Brian about it tomorrow, amongst other things, right? Of course, she is Shelley Das Manning now, if you all remember. She and Brian Manning are indeed husband and wife. All right, so we'll chat with him tomorrow, please.
Beautiful. All right, hello, good morning, caller.
Well, I see only get no caller. Call back again to jog on your memory. Yeah, I did jog on your memory like Wendell. When Jack Warner and them bring a thing in Parliament with Mr. Manning, just up as Idi Amin, with Bakosa. You can remember that neither?
I remember them calling him that. I don't remember them bringing something that looked like Idi Amin.
What? And people say they ain't supposed to bring in them thing. he had an outfit like Idi Amin outfit, all green thing. When they was thinking about the woman up in Santa Rosa, in a room up here with the church, right?
Oh, so what did he dress? He dressed like Idi Amin?
Yeah, and they all that time these people pushing. I see a dictator that takes this dictator or a PNM all that time. And them is the real dictators in the background there.
Well,
You forget, as I tell all you, I have it.
yeah, well, you know, politics is not for the faint, eh? Yeah.
Someone said he always use those words. He always use those words. Politics is not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah. I mean, some people may not choose to fight a particular way, but it doesn't mean that your opponent or somebody else will not do it, you know. And even going back to the situation where the caller was talking about the Watson Duke situation and charges and all those different kinds of stuff. If the law allows things in Trinidad and Tobago to happen, whether it be like that or whether it's in our parliament or in governance, if our laws allow it, I don't know why it is that people feel that we will have this great conscience to say, well, the law allow it, so I feel that wrong. I would not bother with that, you know.
Yeah,
that don't happen in this country.
No. Yeah. The PNM, I have to admit, in their screening process, very rigid. Sometimes they may miss things, but they're very rigid with things like that. Under Mr. Manning and under Dr. Roy, the PNM has been known to be very rigid in terms of the screening process of people. Understand? Yeah. And even if they select somebody and they hear anything after, trust me, that person is immediately pulled back.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, what's that? Good morning. You know, I just sit down and listen to news and laugh. Right? They was asking the Honorable Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Bisesa, right? But what did you? What she said? She said, what did you ask if I work? And she work?
Yes, she did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, ask me if I work. And I gave my work. Yes? Nice. But we parliament still nice. I watch some parliament over the world where people pelting shoes and fire up and couple people
and pelche and yeah.
So we are a parliament with a peacock, but I don't know if we reach to that kind of level. Man pelting shoes and then run outside and couple man.
Now we don't spell we spell teacup. We spell teacup your history.
Yeah.
Your history.
I don't want to say that because me I know jacket and die. Right now, we have a lawsuit going on there, so I hear somebody calling somebody some name. So I don't want to get involved in that. But on a serious note, this shooting that take place in Sandy Grande, and another person gets killed, and the whole family had to go and hide for their life. What the police really doing about that?
Sometimes you're wondering.
You're asking a rhetorical question.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
As Mr. Patrick always does.
Because I believe something like that. People have to be honest to get information. They say they find the car in Togo, and that car was a theft in Tunapuna. You know? So, boy, Trinidad right now, Trinidad too small, boy.
It's a
Trinidad
mess.
too small for this kind of thing to be going on, boy. You know?
Unabated.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mr. Patrick. Mr. Billy, good morning.
Yeah. Yes, another Patrick. Good
Patrick
morning.
to Patrick.
Good morning to you, the breakfast, all three of you. I am concerned that topic the guy just did. That was one of my things to think about. But since he ventilate too much on it, I won't go into it again. Only to say the police is seems like in cricket, that was behind the 8 ball in terms of that investigation, right? And next thing, the breakfast show. I am very disturbed with something I saw last night. Somebody sent for me a video where it seemed like a constable is crying out and saying that some senior officer, they have a relationship with his wife and his two children
Ex-wife.
is involved, going to cry them on some beach or something like that. And that, I don't know if you all remember this, this happened a few years ago. I was working on the Onagas, and I remember something took place by a prime minister, former prime minister, now deceased, right? Like Mr. Banter, resident at the time, when a soldier and a Coast Guard military Coast Guard commander was Mr. Penco, right? When he killed him, all right, and he shot himself and things with other so a murder suicide kind of stuff, right? And I don't know why. When I saw that video, that came blank to my head, that incident. And I am making a clarion call through all the media to the commissioner of police. He needs to call in those two officers and speak, especially a senior officer. I don't know, I know for the army, that is not allowed. And I mean, it happens already, but it's not an encouragement. With senior officer, our rank as superintendent, this is a very senior officer, is having an affair with a junior officer or wife. That is a no-no. That is a recipe for disaster. We could see something bad happening there. And I call on the commissioner of police to deal with that situation. We have too much crime happening in this country already. And that gentleman is he needs counseling. He needs to get treatment for his anger right now. So he's very, very angry. I saw the video, and I just want to put that on the table. The commissioner has to get involved and talk to that senior officer, especially what is happening with that domestic situation. Thank you very much.
Yep. I mean, someone, a former police officer also raised it already for the morning. We spoke about it. And that incident at the former prime minister's residence was, I knew all three people involved, because he had shot the girl too. He shot dead the head of the household, who was Commander Penko at the time, and he shot himself. I knew all three of those people, and that was such a traumatic situation, and that happened up there that day.
Yeah, I remember the incident. Did the woman die? I don't know if she did.
No, she didn't die.
No.
She didn't die. She just got
shot. It was a horrible situation. Horrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But the mere idea that, that people are talking about it, Mr. Billy raised it, Anston raised it. I am sure, and I'm hoping that the police commissioner and all those others would have seen that also and would definitely be taking action on that, right? People going for the 8 o'clock news, we shall be back. All right, don't go anywhere. Stay with us on the net this morning.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile Caribbean TV for Wednesday, the 25th of March. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Health has confirmed a case of yellow fever in a deceased red howler monkey following laboratory testing. Officials say there are no reported cases in humans at this time. The ministry notes that monkeys can act as early indicators of the virus in the environment and is urging heightened vigilance. Surveillance and vector control measures have been implemented in affected areas with continued monitoring underway. Members of the public are being advised to reduce mosquito breeding sites, use insect repellent, and seek medical attention if symptoms such as fever or jaundice develop. The ministry also encourages vaccination, particularly for persons working in or visiting forested areas, noting the vaccine is available free of charge at health centers. Documents show the National Gas Company hired Watson Duke as a human resources and industrial relations consultant at a cost of $40,000 per month for 1 year from December 2025. Records also indicate consultancy contracts were awarded under the previous administration across companies within the NGC Group. Former Tobago House of Assembly official Joel Jack was contracted by Trinidad Petroleum Holdings Limited at $70,000 per month for 1 year. Meanwhile, consultant Shelley Das was engaged by the National Energy Corporation from 2021 to 2025, earning approximately $1.7 million over that period. The documents outline roles including strategic advisory, organizational review, and support for business operations. efforts to obtain responses from some of the individuals were unsuccessful. A 26-year-old man was hospitalized after a daylight assault outside his workplace along Bogauti Trace on Monday. Police say the incident occurred around 3:30 p.m. during a dispute involving co-workers, which later escalated when a group returned and attacked the victim. He was beaten and struck in the face with a metal bat, losing consciousness before being taken to hospital, where he was treated and discharged. One suspect has been arrested, while police continue to search for another man believed to be involved. In a separate incident, a 26-year-old man from New Grant was found injured in bushes near his home and later died. Police say he had visible injuries, and a post-mortem is expected to determine the cause of death. Investigations into both incidents are ongoing. Police are investigating a break-in at the home of murdered businessman Danny Guerra, days after his killing. Officers say the house along North Orapush Road was ransacked, with cash and jewelry stolen after entry was gained through a forced window. The incident occurred between March 17th and Sunday, with investigators recovering fingerprint evidence. Guerra, the owner of DG Homes, was shot and killed less than 2 weeks earlier outside his business. In a related development, a 34-year-old employee of DG Homes was also killed on Monday night. Rondell Adolphus, also known as Patch, a machine operator of Sangre Grande, was shot dead outside a cabin at the Trini River Lime Resort in Matura. Police say he was found with multiple gunshot wounds after reports of explosions, and several spent shell casings were recovered. In regional news, CARICOM governments are preparing to send humanitarian aid to Cuba following a decision taken at the regional leaders meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis in February. The CARICOM Secretariat is coordinating the initiative, with member states contributing funds to purchase food, medical supplies, and essential items, including solar equipment and water tanks. Mexico has identified suppliers and will assist with delivery and shipment to Cuba. Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, David Comasing, confirmed the effort, noting the regional governments are committed to supporting Cuba amid ongoing challenges. He added that Barbados has already moved to source and deliver its contribution independently, citing delays in the wider regional process. The initiative is part of a coordinated effort to provide humanitarian support to the island. In international news, airstrikes and missile attacks continue between Iran and Israel, as tensions remain high across the Middle East. Iran launched multiple waves of missiles and drones targeting Israel and sites across the region, while Israeli forces carried out strikes on Iranian facilities and targets in Lebanon. Casualties have been reported on both sides, with damage also affecting parts of the Gulf. Despite the escalation, U.S. President Donald Trump says negotiations are underway to end the conflict, though Iranian officials have denied any direct talks. Pakistan has offered to host discussions as diplomatic efforts continue to seek a pause in fighting. Meanwhile, the conflict has disrupted global energy markets, with oil prices rising sharply amid concerns over the Strait of Hormuz. Additional U.S. troops are being deployed to the region as the situation continues to develop. And that's the main stories at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Now, due to phenomenal public demand, Scandal in Cedros now comes to Cipriani College for 2 nights only. Saturday the 28th of March at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 29th at 6:30 p.m. This is theater at its finest and funniest. Don't miss it. Box office opens at Cipriani College on Monday the 23rd of March, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets available now at usual outlets and online. Scandal in Cedros, Cipriani College, we come in.
Scandal in Cedros.
Save more now at Furniture Plus. Get a pair of pillows for only $49, queen mattresses from $7.99, free gifts with select purchases, plus extra discounts on higher purchase plans. Hurry, visit any Furniture Plus showroom today.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box. Drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
April 19, 1999.
What happened on that date?
That was the day of the incident, I think, at the Prime Minister's residence.
1999, eh? So long, what?
Yeah, that long.
Wow.
I wasn't even a counselor yet. I became a counselor later on that same year.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I never guessed it was that long.
Yeah, it's that long. It was between that it was Mr. Pandey's first term in government.
Mm-hmm.
He came in 1995. His term ended in 2000. He won again in 2000, and then the government collapsed a year later. Through this Gypsy Chaitan, and who was the other person? Trevor Sudama, I think. Was it those three?
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't Chaitan. Gypsy, Sudama, and Ralph Maraj. What am I saying? It was those three. Yeah.
That's the next name that you mentioned. What has become of Ralph Maraj? He was something in the Caribbean, right?
He was appointed CARICOM ambassador, but he's not said anything much.
That's right, for a long, long time. I mean, and so many things has happened coming out of CARICOM.
Yeah, I don't think he's writing again for one of the newspapers. He's just gone very quiet. You know?
Wow. Somebody could give me a work and just let me get paid, I work to say nothing.
But it had ministers who get that kind of work. Ain't say a word. Ain't contribute nothing.
Yeah. But as somebody else said before that the Prime Minister said that she wasn't to ask for work.
Yeah. Remember she had said that would not make
That was the last time. But I thought
that was when the government won this time. When the government changed,
right.
She had said Watson you could ask her for work.
Oh, okay. I thought it was now that he's appointed that was a recent statement.
Well, I'm not sure if she made it again, but she had made it then. You know? Right.
Yeah.
So be it just Watson get work, he get work. I mean, once you do it properly.
Well, and interesting enough to it because I saw that they said it started dated December 2025.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was wondering if he was on the work all that time or if it's
it's possible, you know.
He might have been on the job all the time. I know coming to that.
Wow. It's possible, and then I'll find out about it. You know, people go searching FYI and searching and asking certain questions. Mm-hmm. But again, as I say, if he is qualified for the job, if he can do the job, and if he's doing the job, then who are we to say? You know, as I say, he was an next one. He was an next one. No, he was an next one I didn't used to want to talk to, about him. He and Mr. Inch and Ishmael. I those are people I just don't. Inch and Ishmael is now
fancy too much.
Yeah, I didn't like their style. They were insulting, disrespectful, and all manner of things. And I just don't give people like that much time of day. That's just me, though, But they are newsworthy for some people, so,
Right. So the US is bracing for a heat wave. That's what I heard somebody saying that earlier on.
Yes. That was reported. Where did I see that story?
Because I was saying something about that, you know.
Yeah.
So they just come out of a cold spell, and now they're going into a heat.
Heat all the way up till the end of April. Let's say they're gonna be getting a lot of heat all over the United States. It has already started in Arizona, Flagstaff, Arizona, and I think I saw Miss Ingrid put up. She had put the temperatures, the projected temperatures since early this morning. Let me try to go back to it. She did say something on it. She said, let me find it for you. Miss Ingrid commented on that.
Yeah, because they just go from extreme here. When they having things in the US, when it's cold, it's real cold. It freezes, it's bad. When it's like these heat spells, I mean, it's going take a whole tongue and thing that's burn up and thing, you know.
Yes. Hey, well, I can't find the comment, boy, and she easy to find because she types in capitals. Right. Oh gosh. All right, no, I found the wrong one. Ms. Ingrid, where your message from this morning about what's happening in Arizona? The temperatures going up to over 100, from, I don't know from what. Right, Wendell. Arizona can get as high as 114 to 116 degrees Fahrenheit. That is extremely hot.
Yeah, that's inferno kind of thing. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that is something else. What is happening with the war? Anything updated?
No, except that somebody harassing me with these messages about the U.S. currency, how it's taking a battering, and it could take a battering, because they're now promoting the yuan, that's the Chinese yuan, which is equivalent to $1.
Through a kind of reset situation right now, you know. With all these things that are taking place at this point in time, the world is on a lot of uncertainty, because you know there's also this the world bodies now are watching to see, not people who may be able to fire nuclear weapons, but bombs and missiles that are being sent at nuclear targets, and what that could mean. Yes, because if some of these things are hit and start to get out, what does it mean, and how far will it go and reach?
Yeah,
how devastating it would be. Yeah, so I think now is a time that world leaders really and truly need to get together and come on and try to come to a place of world peace, you know. Because we are the brink where we can destroy ourselves. We can destroy ourselves. Yeah. So I think world leaders need to sit down, let good sense prevail, and come on, we need to have peace in the world.
I'm trying to catch up with some of these. A lot of chat on different issues coming up in it. A lot of people chatting on different issues this morning. I hope I can't read all, you know.
Well, let's go back to the lines inside of the final session here this morning. 281131529951556. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, Bishop Philip.
Bishop, good morning.
Because, you know, at my age, having served in the Baptist community, with the very first patriarch of Trinidad and Tobago, Patriarch Paul, as his advisor and general secretary of the RCRC, when I listening to Baptist of this CNN this morning, I'm embarrassed. I have to put a pinch of salt in my to speak to you, because you don't want to be washing your linens and your dirty linens in public. But if you're misleading the population, I think it's my duty as a bishop to make some corrections. You understand? Baptist Liberation Day was that repeal of the act was by Minister Roy Joseph, who was an 8th Army, number 8th Army. And the purpose of the bill was to remove from the statute books of the economy An ordinance entitled the Chaucer Ordinance, Chapter 4, Chapter 90. It was in sometime 1917 that a body of men and women began a religion, which is a faith in the colony, which was termed Chaucer. And they were given them because of the manner in which they practiced their faith. That is the basis of the faith. What does that do with Africa? It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with African tradition. It has nothing to do with that. So when you want to tell me that my religion, what my faith is connected to Africa and is African oriented, and because of African tradition that we worshiping, totally incorrect. This is Trinidad. Based on an act that was prohibited, where we choose to practice because the sin was wrong, and because the bill went to the house, and the bill went to the house.
You're breaking up from where you were. I don't know if you need to adjust your position a little bit because we're not hearing you too well.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Yeah, so you.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that there's Dr. Griffith, who Reverend Griffith, Deacon Bishop Griffith at the time, who petitioned the governor to repeal the act. That's the foundation of the Baptist faith. That is where we come from. And how we was worshiping. Our elders, he was told read and write, and they were singing like, and I put my back before the door, no man can hinder. No, what was singing? So the church is African and African oriented.
Okay. All right.
So I want to make that clear to the population.
Yeah. Thanks much, Bishop.
African tradition, we indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago, and based on the repeal of the act, we became a religion. And further than that, it became a holiday. When Banter Friday, in October 1949, right? Took it to cabinet. Cabinet, I think cabinet is 201 or something like that. He took it to cabinet, and it became a holiday. So, from then to now, what we lacking in the faith, and what we should be looking the government to put in place for us, they're not saying let's look at it. We have no accredited school for training ministers of preachers after the bachelor's degree. So if you have trained ministers, they can teach in the school. So what tradition now could go to the children, they will understand our tradition. That doesn't happen. We have no health institutions. We still have the stigma that remains with us. So where are we going? What is the development of our faith? The development is not there. But you have people who are propagating stuff to the population, giving the population the impression that this is who we are. We're indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago. We're a religion where we faith. Our leaders then were protecting themselves from the body who said they were immoral and they were doing all these things. They were protecting themselves from that, and they started to sing in the church. Donkeys, what we call donkeys. And those donkeys were sometimes were just one line. Me and me alone. 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 And it started going. That's good. That's consumption. That's what I said. What means that you're walking out of your body into the spirit, into the spiritual realm. And on the spiritual realm, going to places, something is what we speak about. It's something
Yeah, Bishop, I'm losing you again. I'm losing you again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's so much to talk about. It's so much to speak about.
Yeah.
God bless.
Okay, no problem. Sounds very much.
You just lost him there, Sir Charles.
Yeah, well, nobody just left there just now there.
I lost him a while back.
Yeah, and that's what we would have really liked to have. Ray Brathwaite with us this morning, but for some reason he probably could not have made it. And because I mean, like sometimes information comes from so many different sources. We're not saying that everybody will get it right all the time, but and some people have different parts of the information. This one have a part. We're still trying to find out where pan come from, who was responsible for it, and it happened right here in Trinidad.
It come from a well drum, not much I could say.
Yeah, but
that's for sure.
Yeah, but how and who, we still battling with that. Caller, good morning to you.
Yeah, Mr. Charles again. I was watching a documentary some time back. The job market in the world and AI. And they realizing that AI take over nearly 90% of the workforce. So how we going to maneuver, how the young generation coming up, people all over in Trinidad and Tobago universities who went and do degrees in accounts and business and all kind of things. Only one function now, Mr. Raghuba. I know you got AI.
Mr. Patrick, you have this uncanny skill of turning a statement in that question. You do it all the time.
No, we haven't had dialogue.
Yeah.
But no. You start by making a statement and then you ask a question. You realize that's what you do.
No, I was filling in on the conversation.
Right, but ultimately you have a question to ask, and your question is how.
I want you to know what I'm speaking about. So I'm filling in on the conversation. I was listening.
So Mr. Raghubasen will answer you. Go ahead, Mr. Raghubasen. Answer.
Certain amount of jobs, and this is not new knowledge, a certain percentile of jobs are going to be taken over by AI. AI is going to do some of those jobs more efficiently and faster. That's just the reality. Can it take over? Is it going to take over 90% of the job market? I don't know if it's not going to be that percentile, but there's going to be a percentage. And people are going to have to reskill and go into other things in terms of, even if they use AI as a tool, but move into other parts of it, whether it be coding, whether it be some sort of software, whether it be technical skills, whatever it is. But I don't think the world has the answer at this point. But what I do know is that human beings are adaptable. So in every turn that the civilization has jumped forward in terms of technology, we have adapted. Workforces have adapted, the labor market has adapted, then the world adapts. And that's all I can say, is that the world will adapt. But to what degree the disruption is going to be and how severe that disruption is going to be, I think people are hazarding intellectual guesses at this point to a certain degree, and we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out.
All right. Any other calls, Sir Charles?
Right now, no, we don't. But it is a very interesting question that we really have to, at some point in time, and I'm sure people are assessing it. We just probably have to find the right set of people to find out what is going on, because the reality of it is that as it comes on board, it makes life easier. It makes the technology easier to function and do more stuff and things. And it's really going to take a lot of adaptation going forward, because
it has made a lot of
that kind of thing.
It has made a lot of skill sets more democratic in a sense, more accessible to a lot more people who would not have been familiar with those skill sets before, because AI is doing a lot of the hard work. But human ingenuity and human creativity will always be superior to AI, because we are creative species. So you're going to have to, how do you give rise to whatever your creative thought is, or whatever it is that you want to do, and how are you going to leverage AI to make that happen? I think that's going to be kind of conversations you have as we move forward.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting time. It's a pity that it's also mixed up with a world being in a kind of in a kind of war-prone era, and an era where people who are strong men who like to say and do what they want, kind of at the helm of several powerful countries on the planet.
Yeah. We did
that kind of era.
Yeah. We did promise to bring back, I think it's Timothy Timal back on the show.
Yeah, we should really try and get it.
Because we had an interesting conversation with him last time on AI.
Yeah.
You know, I have a partner too. He sends me these messages every now and then. He does these webinars on AI. Curtis Rudd. I could reach out to him too and find out and have him talk with us.
Yeah,
I follow the technology very closely. My exposure to the technology is, of course, a lot of what you guys do here, and a lot of some of the videos that you know that it's AI when you see them. You know what I mean? But we have used AI for positive. There are some people using AI for very negative. You know?
Yeah. Ms. Arima, good morning.
Yes, I would like to see that the government preserve Hilton Hotel, because we have plenty history in the back of it. We wanted to preserve government, leave Hilton Hotel, try all your best and see what all you could do, because we have the generation after the next generation. We would like them to know about Hilton Hotel. And Richard, I would love to come to one of your shows, but what really happened, I like to see, the one I would like to see is the tying of the rope. Or you stop tying Richard like that. Don't tie up Richard, so please, don't do that. That is Paloma. Come to see.
All
so
right.
I will be there.
Okay, no problem.
That is Paloma tying him up in that rope, Miss Arima, and he thoroughly enjoys it. I've never seen a man enjoy being tied up in a rope like Richard has, like Calvi has.
Not me, the character.
Calvi.
The character.
But I've seen this meme going around with the new Hilton upgrade and a big double palm sign. Have you seen it?
No.
What?
I got it from a former senator, the goodly doctor, this morning. I said it for you.
What do you seeing up then?
What I just said it in the chat there.
There was some confusion. You know, when I was watching news last night, there's some confusion with that, because NETT apparently is somehow managing as part of the negotiations with that Hilton issue. And the Ministry of Trade under Kama Maraj had said approve I suppose what Hilton wanted. This is the sense I'm getting from the news item last night.
Right.
And it was resisted by the head of NETT.
Who is?
So now they moved NETT.
Say who it is.
I can't remember her name.
Susila Ramkisoon Mark, the wife of Wade Mark.
Oh, she's the wife of Wade Mark.
Yes.
Okay. So she resisted whatever the instructions were from the line minister, Kama Maraj. And it has not, they now moved NETT from under his line ministry under
Saddam Hussein ministry. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is all of this bacchanal about?
Yes, you have it right. Because when I saw it, I said, oh Lord, another story of bacchanal again.
And I'm like, what? It's all of this with me. And so now the whole thing about the negotiations with the Hilton and their possible exit becomes even more murky, because you're like, if Cameron just saw the value, because obviously he saw the value and saying just to prove whatever it was, and Mrs. Mark was like, no, but was resistant in terms of whatever independent ETEC has. I assume some report or some story is going to break that clarifies exactly what is going on.
Well, the interesting thing now, what happens now is that we want to see how Minister Saddam Hussein deals with it, because they've now moved ETEC out from Kama Mirage into Saddam Hussein's lap. Is how he deals with it now. That's what will be interesting.
Hold your thoughts to one minute, guys. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I call in reference to a police issue, but I want to just touch on what you're all talking about there. All I am hoping for is that the Trinidad Hilton does not get to the stage of the Ambassador Hotel. Right? All the laugh and fun and thing, I just hope we don't end up with another Ambassador Hotel. I saw a video on social media of somebody posting the state of the Ambassador Hotel, and I didn't believe it. And I personally drove up into that compound myself, and I was horrified. Because I am
there regularly. It's terrible. It's not too far from Sanctuary Villas in Tobago that the TH now trying to sell.
But wait, Ambassador Hotel is connected to that story on Valsine, where the girl's body was found dead. The girl's body was found and she was shot in her head or something like that. There's a connection.
I just went to that. I personally drove into that compound and I was horrified, because I remember going and partying in Ambassador Hotel, and it was a phenomenal facility. And to see where it has gone to, I'm horrified.
And this is where I find Lincoln, that governments can be proactive. And I don't mean to the level of degradation property has become now. I mean, there's a point at which that property becomes abandoned.
Somebody could have made some investment into that.
Right, and the state, which is always claiming we are behind in housing, there's some of these properties you can get for a below market price because of what has happened, and you can refurbish them and have housing units on the market as quickly as possible.
Even repurpose them for single mothers, for abused women, for any kind of thing that could have been repurposed for. You understand? But anyway, I didn't call ready for that, but I just wanted to put that. Right? But what I was really calling for, gentlemen, is the second video that police officer made. Right, where he indicated that an inspector called him from Kunupia police station, and one of the things that he said was alarming and warrants an investigation is that an inspector could tell him, don't ever call back the police station for help again. What? I don't care what your situation is, you should not be bullied or threatened not to have the police as an option to de-escalate a situation. And the commissioner of police needs to investigate who that inspector was, and to discipline him for making such a statement to another police officer to boot too. Which is bad enough.
The police officer made a second video. I didn't see that one though.
He made a second video indicating that he got a call from an inspector in Kunupia police station. And the line of question from the inspector was, how are you going to put up my police officers like that? And this and that and the other. And he said, police officer that was in the incident wasn't doing anything wrong. He was doing his job. I wasn't the police officer. I was the man who had my children in his possession with a young minor. However, his response to that was, don't ever call back the Kunupia police station for any assistance.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And that is a serious threat, if you want to call it that, because if this man's life is at risk now, What are you telling me? I don't have the police as an option to protect my life? But according to the first caller, more important than all of that, the first caller was absolutely correct. We have had situations in President's house where men with guns and ammunition,
Prime Minister.
the Prime Minister's house, right, where men with guns and ammunition killing one another, and situations like these should be nipped in the bud immediately. From some first division officers should be intervening in the situation and trying to de-escalate the situation before it gets volatile. Right? And when we only hearing the commissioner responding to Gary Griffith, it is damning. Right? It is damning when you hear only the commissioner, all he chooses to respond to is Gary Griffith. There are so many issues that need a response on. Let's touch on a good bit of them this morning. I don't want to regurgitate those things, but there are other more important issues that the country needs to hear, wants to hear about, than your response to Gary Griffith. Right? Including that statement that he made where he spent $100 million in a year for body cameras. I want to hear the breakdown of this $100 million that you say you spend in a year for body cameras that are not working. He said it, I ain't not making it up. He said it.
Yeah,
nobody in question. Nobody in no reporter, because I don't like to use the word journalist where they are concerned. Nobody in question that what you spend the $100 million for if we don't have body cameras. And why did you spend the $100 million? You understand? $100 million this man said,
Yeah.
And we still propagate in this country that Trinidad and Tobago have no money, And a man come and tell you he spent $100 million, Another man who don't know about petrol train getting a $40,000 a month job. Work, as we like to say in this country.
Now you can say the man don't know now what petrol train.
He doesn't. What do you know about petrol train? What do you know about oil? Let's tell the union man.
What is the man? You don't know what the man know in Lincoln.
Anyway.
It's NGC guys.
People in this country can't get a $5,000 work. You understand?
Yeah,
and you just give this man who the Prime Minister publicly say he called me and asked me for a work. And then he can get a $10,000 work or $5,000 work like everybody else. He get a $40,000 a month job. And we comfortable this morning.
Yeah.
You understand? We comfortable this morning. But then others always say the problem is we. Problem is not them,
It's we.
The problem is we.
Always was.
Yeah.
That issue, I didn't see that second video, but that's I'm telling you, that story have bad news written all over it.
Anyways, we look at it as bad news.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's where we're going to leave it for today.
Yeah. Well, I'm working a set of overtime these days, Anyway, folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. Richard, when is your play again?
It's on this weekend, on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 8:30 and Sunday at 6:30. Scandal in Cedros at Cipriani College. Tickets available at the Cipriani College box office from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. And of course, at the usual outlets, K Squared Fashions, West Mall, East Gates, and Brentwood Mall in Chabonas, Jabili Rawa in Chinapuna, Electronics in Arima, and Tony's Florals, Val Park Shopping Plaza, and Shrapler Auto Services. You can check with the outlets first to find out what tickets they have. Some may still have reserved tickets. I know reserved tickets online are sold out, but you might be able to get reserved tickets at some of those outlets. They have a few left. And at the box office itself. I'm not so sure if the box office has, but you could call and check for yourself in terms of what they might have what. So get your tickets early. That's all I can say. And of course, tickets for the South Show, the 11th and 12th of April. We are back at San Fernando at Sapa after the two fantastic shows in Napa River Bowl. We're coming to Sapa on the 11th and 12th of April. Tickets are already on sale for that Sapa show at K Squared C3 Center, K Squared Brentwood Mall, and of course, Fens of Marabella by the roundabout. New Era TT Radio continues on TuneIn and on the net. And New Era TT Radio is, I'm not so sure. I know it's upgraded at netradiott.com online and Net Radio Trinidad on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TuneIn. So you can look for NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn and on your smart devices. So be aware of that slight name change. So we know you have a choice in whom you listen to and whom you watch, and we're glad you chose us. So, of course, it's midweek. Tomorrow is going to be Thursday, and at midnight on Thursday, the weekend begins. Schools are already starting to close because the traffic was much less this morning, and I'm noticing that some schools are closed already for the Easter holidays. So that's great news for people who drive.
I guess so.
A lot of them seem to be closed already. So put a smile on your face. Your commute is going to be much less hardship when you're doing your commute on mornings, at least for the next 2 weeks. So that's where we wrap it up here. Have a fantastic day, whatever you do. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. This has been... We didn't hear you, Wendell.
Sorry. The breakfast I did that on purpose.
Yes.
Breakfast show. This has been the breakfast show, people.
Get up. It's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah.